Welcome to Sports Injury Podcast episode 10. My name is Josh Ryder. Today I want to talk to you about Porzingis from the Knicks and his ACL rehab. My background is as a physical therapist and strength and conditioning coach, so I thought that I would be able to provide a good commentary here. For your reference, Porzingis tore his ACL on his left knee. So what I'd like you to do is follow along in the video. So let me go ahead and pull up on my computer here. So I'm going to start with Porzingis Comeback Episode 1. And I'll have a link in the description box of this video to that video. So go ahead to 5 minutes and 30 seconds, that point in the video. At that point they're at a preoperative phase, so they're before the surgery. What we see them discussing here is the graft that Porzingis is going to have. So they're discussing the bone patellar tendon bone autograft. What I'd like to bring up here is that with the patellar tendon autograft, there is a high likelihood of patellar tendonitis. What I usually see happen with the patellar tendonitis is that it usually occurs not immediately after surgery, but usually a little bit later once the athlete starts to get a little bit more active. So what we want to do is really keep a close eye out for the patellar tendonitis coming on anywhere between 6 weeks post-op and 16 weeks post-op. And as an aside, you should check out episode 1 of this podcast entitled Infrapatellar Pain if you'd like some more information on patellar tendonitis. Porzingis then ends up getting his surgery done at Hospital for Special Surgery in New York. They're really good there. I personally dealt with their doctors frequently during my time practicing in New York. I'd like you to go ahead now and switch to the second video. It's entitled Porzingis Comeback Episode 2, and once again I'll have the link in the description box below this video. Go ahead to 8 minutes and 32 seconds in that video. So we're now in that immediate post-operative phase. What it looks like they're doing here is a Russian electrical stimulation to the quad muscle to get that quad muscle firing a little bit better. And they're doing that in conjunction with a heel prop position for the knee. So they've got a nice big towel roll underneath the heel area to get that knee a bit straighter. This is all really appropriate stuff for this phase in the rehab. If you fast forward in the video, you'll see that Porzingis then goes back for his 3-week post-op recheck, and then they go in for a little workout right after that. I want you to go ahead in the video to 12 minutes and 34 seconds. You can see Porzingis bench pressing here. He's not doing anything crazy. He's doing 135 pounds. What I don't like here is that both knees are all over the place during this bench press. His knee actually flops around worse on the non-operative side, so on his right knee. His left knee only flops around a little bit, which is his surgery knee. My thought here is that if he can't stabilize his knees properly during the bench press, he's got to modify here. Either go lighter weight, or his other option is to maybe wait a couple more weeks until his knees are more stable and he can do it with proper technique. One of the big themes throughout the rest of this video is the emphasis on closed kinetic chain exercises. We don't see him working out on a leg extension machine because that would be open kinetic chain and would stress the graft. We see Porzingis working on some squatting patterns with a looped band around his knees. He's doing this in order to turn on the hip external rotators and emphasize avoiding knee valgus. Knee valgus is where the knee dips towards midline, and that's a common contributor to ACL tears. You can see Porzingis utilize this technique at 13 minutes and 42 seconds doing a TRX squat with the band around his knees. We also see him utilizing this technique at 15 minutes and 10 seconds doing a leg press with the band around his knees. A third closed kinetic chain exercise that we see him working on is the step up exercise, and that is at 14 minutes and 47 seconds. This time he's doing that exercise without the band. Another interesting exercise that we see in the video is the reverse treadmill walking. We see that at 14 minutes and 36 seconds of the video. I usually do that one as a single leg exercise, so I'll do a single leg reverse treadmill with just the surgery leg on the treadmill belt. This way I can really emphasize that surgery knee extension or straightening. Now let's go to the next video, which is entitled Porzingis Comeback Episode 3, and once again I'll have the link in the description box below this video. In this video we see Porzingis transitioning to some more single leg type activities. He's got a nice single leg Romanian deadlift going at 3 minutes and 29 seconds of the video. Then at 5 minutes and 10 seconds we see him working a gentle push-off drill. Eventually I would want to transition that drill to a more advanced drill where he could develop a little bit more power. My favorite one is doing skips for height. Now let's go to 5 minutes and 19 seconds of the video. You can see Porzingis here doing a hip abduction exercise in the sideline position. We see him receiving a manual stabilization to really emphasize correct technique here. What I would do here is put Porzingis against a wall for this exercise. This way we could get the strict technique without having to manually stabilize him. With the wall incorporated, you may hear that exercise referred to as a rose wall slide. Next, I'd like you to go to 8 minutes and 27 seconds where we see Porzingis working an inverted row exercise. This is a really good upper extremity exercise, and it's also going to require him to have some stabilization through his lower extremities. So I really like this exercise for him. And if you're looking for some more information about inverted rows, you can check out episode 3 of this podcast where we discussed push-pull workouts.